council meeting will come to order. Please rise for the pledge of allegiance. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Well, that went good. You want to call roll?
Shaw?
Here.
Clark?
Here.
Conan?
Here.
Adair? Here. Ballard?
Here.
Sleds?
Here.
Belkey?
Here.
Approval of agenda.
Mr. President, I'll move the agenda be accepted as presented.
Support.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion carried. Okay, citizens' comment. Please state your name and you've got 3 minutes.
Sam Belkey. I thought we, meaning the business community and the village, were going to work together to solve the perceived parking issues in the downtown area. I thought we were going to work together to identify the issues and who owns them. As you said before, we're sure there are things the business community can do and things the village can do to solve the problems to everyone's benefit. I don't feel like that's happening now. I feel like we're being told this is how this is going to get solved without us being involved in the decision-making process. So I'm asking to have that commitment renewed. We want to work together to identify the issues, agree on the issues, and agree on a path forward. And I say this because today I was told the village is not going to do anything until the business community solves the problem of where employees and tenants are parking. We agreed to take the lead on creating a map and an awareness campaign because we believe people don't know where to park. They would do it if they knew. The village doesn't know how many spots it has. I asked in April and I asked in May, how many spaces are there? Where are they? Are they striped? When will they be striped? I still don't have that information. I can't put together a campaign or a map until I have that. We can't ask our employees or building tenants to park someplace else until we know where or how many spaces are needed for that and if they're available. I mean, how is that reasonable? So, and all the other thought I had is now that the village is a SEMCOG member, I talked to these people about it when we went to an event. I think they have a different approach and they have services that are free to us now, that we should maybe call them. But mostly, I'm asking, can we renew that commitment to work together? The business community wants to work together with the village to help solve this for the benefit of everybody. A strong business community is a strong community. So, can we please renew the commitment?
Thank you, Ms. Belkey.
You're welcome.
Is there somebody else that would like to speak?
I would. My name is Dawn Levasseur, and I am an owner of Armada, Michigan. I am also the president of the Armada Area Chamber of Commerce. And so this issue that Sam spoke about has been a huge discussion in the last few of our chamber meetings. And so one thing that was brought up to me was maybe if we took the lead as a chamber to get more information to help the village with information. And so I was calling around to different companies that do parking studies and all of that, and I happened upon a Mr. Paul O'Meara who works for Row Incorporated, who has been working with Chris Sleds. So, so he told me that there's a list of questions, and so that needed to be answered before he could give a price. And so, yeah, for a study to be done. So we were just wondering, as a chamber, we talked about it, and if we could help with that list of questions, if there's anything that the business owners can do to help with that, so that we can help move this along.
Questions are answered.
Questions are answered for him?
The study is simply a matter of how much time it's going to take, because it's all now walking and measuring from several months.
Okay.
So they'll be doing counts, but we have, as Sam put it, the cart's before the horse.
Okay.
We have to get the plans and stuff, and as Sam put it, she wants to do a map. We have the, Dave had the numbers, spots, things like that. That one's not that tough to get. Or plus we have it, but it is challenge of how to do the maps. So the maps, I would say, as I mentioned, are Dave said the same thing as planning, either because of the zoning ordinance or in the master plan would be the best source for that diagrammatic situation. And then, once we have that and put the other situations, but then they can go out and do their traffic counts.
Okay.
And Sam, you're right with Semcog, that's exactly where we're getting all of the new information from, because our master plan is dated. If we would have done our update by 2020, we would have had new census information, but not, so that is a free to us to get that information. And that's what will get used when they combine the traffic stuff with the dollar value study for the next 20 years of what that lays out to be, so.
Okay. And just for my knowledge,
So-
I looked through the budgets and I don't see where there's a study budgeted, so I don't know
First
if
of
maybe
all-
there's a shorthand
Yeah,
or
right.
something.
This is
I'm just
the
curious.
public's time to talk. The council only takes things in advisement.
Okay,
If you'd like to put it on the agenda, you can, but,
okay,
no, you could go on, ma'am.
yeah,
We just should not be interrupting you.
okay.
You should,
Okay, but that was good information for all of us, so, thank you. Yeah, okay.
Yep, and Paul let me know afterwards.
Okay,
again,
thank you.
Thank
the
you.
reason I
Yes.
say that, just so it's clear, it's not that nobody doesn't want to talk to you.
Right,
But when we discuss matters that are not part of the agenda, remember the agenda is posted for the entire community.
right,
Whether the community looks at it or not, it's posted for them. And then that gives them the opportunity to comment on that. But when we get into things that we haven't posted,
right,
we're not giving our citizens an opportunity to comment on those.
right.
So again, if any council member wants to put that on the agenda, it certainly is
Okay.
open. But now is the public comment, and it's for you to speak, and
Okay.
you certainly may.
Okay, yeah, that was it on that, and then I just wanted to reiterate whenever it gets around to about the pots of flowers, the flower pots that were put out last year on the sidewalks. We all love them, and we hope that they will return this year.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Is there anyone else that would like to comment on any non-agenda items?
Hi Meredith, I'm from the Tire Stand and I was just here supporting that as well because we run into parking issues as well. We hold a lot of different functions, showers, baby showers, wedding showers. There's not a lot of place for people to park. We do direct them to behind Cozy's and over by API. That's where all of my staff parks. They are directed to park there. But we are looking just for some solutions, so we hope we can put that on an agenda and we would love to talk about a solution, anything that we can all do to help. And then I second the pots because they're beautiful and the whole town loved them, so
They were very beautiful
yes,
and very well taken care of.
absolutely.
Thank you. Is there anybody else that would like to comment?
David Wagner. I did have all the business people sign that paper that you see there, because like she said, everybody loves the flowers, and we're hoping that you guys reconsider bringing it back. And I've been in touch with Tom, and there's a lot of things we can do, even on our own, to make it happen, so.
Okay, thank you. Anybody else like to comment?
Did everybody sign in? Please sign in on the sheet if you haven't.
Okay, we have no presentation. Administrative reports. Ann, would you like to start with, especially with this new treasurer's report that you give us here?
Well, I changed it a little bit, as you can now see. My goal is to try to get this to you at the first meeting of the month rather than the second, so that you'll have a better, accurate picture of where we are based on up to the prior end of the month. So I just am showing the account balance as it was mid-May. And I've included on there all of the savings accounts now, the CDs that we have. So there's a total accurate picture of everything for the village finances.
Are you going to do any other kind of report?
The treasurer's report? Yeah.
Okay, so you're going to do one that will account for the payment of the bills?
No, we're not gonna put those on this anymore. We have the schedule of bills, everyone sees what we're paying, and they never, when we are in the one statement, we're paying bills in a different month. So we're just gonna show the accurate balance of where we are right now, and then if anybody wants to see where we're gonna spend their bills, it's on your schedule.
Okay, thanks, Ann. Do I have another commissioner who has a report?
Sure, we have Doug here from F&D, the plant operator, and let him.
Kind of thought Doug had something to say.
Good evening, Mr. President, members of the council. You have the client report for the month of April. We had an exceptional amount of rain, as everybody knows, to start the month. I'm going to drop down to operations section first. From the 30th of March to the 3rd of April, we had an abundance of water. The plant went into, the control system automatically detects that the level is rising too fast, it'll first go into storm mode, which drops all the times down, still treats the water accurately. On the 3rd, it went into overflow mode, which basically it took it to the bare minimums. We're happy to say the effluent analytical results all came back well within the discharge limits of what Eagle set forward, so we were very happy with that. We kept Steve Clark in the loop every day he was coming asking. We had no more problems since then. Under wastewater maintenance, yearly we have to have the flow meters calibrated, what's coming into the plant, what's going out of the plant. The effluent, or what's going out, that meter was fine. They discovered problems with the meter that measures the flow coming into the plant. We got an estimate from UIS, who did the SCADA work on the water and wastewater side. It was exorbitantly high. So we're working with a company outside of Port Huron. They're supposed to be coming down this week, give us an estimate. They did good work at our Marine City facility, so we're confident, we may get a better price for it, and also, get this thing repaired once and for all, because we've been estimating. We've been doing a pretty good job of calculating it, so. Lastly, on the wastewater maintenance, we had a company, a local contractor, Aaron Swift Plumbing, came in, they installed a new sump pump system. It consists of a primary sump pump. When the level calls for it, a second sump pump will be kicking in, along with a battery backup unit. So if we have any prolonged power outages like we experienced in March, we won't have any problems. I'm happy to say last Tuesday, DF Best, who is our electrical contractor, came in, wired it from the pumps, set a wire to an auto dialer system. So now, if we have any kind of backups, not only is there an audible alarm, it also calls our phones. And it's set up, if you see channel 5 or hear channel 5, I know we have a water backup. It's 3 to 4 inches below where the electrical is, so it gives us time to get in and get things set up. So that, we've tested it, works great. Maintenance expenditure was $2,163 during the month of April. A lot of it, we ended up having to buy 2 new dewatering pumps during the month. There's sump pumps, they're regular sump pumps that sit down in the sludge storage tank. As sludge settles out, we pump out the clear water, send it back to the head of the plant. Ms. Porter asked me before the meeting why we had to do it. These pumps run 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Also, because these tanks are not covered, we have a lot of brush, leaves, and everything else that settles down into the tank. We check them daily, but there's times we can't catch it, leaves come and they burn up. We're trying to figure out a way. I've been talking with my supervisor, Kath Wen, to see how we can do it a little bit better. to not keep having these expenditures in the budget, in the maintenance cap every time. So other than that, we have just had one emergency call out during the month. That was at the end of the rainstorms. So, you know, you're authorized, I think, 2 or 3 a month, so there's no extra charges for that. And that's it. I'll let Mr. Belkey handle the water side.
Thanks, Doug. Thanks, Doug.
Thanks, Doug.
Would you like to go, Ross?
Yeah, might as well. First I want to say it's tough to lose somebody in the family, and so the family and I very much appreciated the fact that council and the staff thought about us, and it's a beautiful arrangement, and much appreciated. So, having spent a whole lot of time this last week or two thinking about village stuff, but I do have a couple issues. Before I left for Wisconsin, we were able to get the ARPA report in. Recall at the last meeting we had issues getting the report submitted. We were acknowledged as having a problem, so there was no issue for us. Council will appreciate that the Department of the Treasury, U.S. Department of the Treasury, insists that we had received a penny less than we actually received, and that was the issue. There was a one penny discrepancy in the report. When we put that figure in, everything passed and it went through. So, so I'm glad that's been taken care of. We did have a inadvertent damage, property owner inadvertently damaged a curb box this weekend, so had called out the DPW to repair it. So there was overtime and equipment rental. The homeowner knows that they're going to get.
What did he damage? I'm sorry.
Curb stop.
Where you shut off the water.
Oh,
Yeah, between the water main and the residence, there's a small valve that you shut off, and drove over the valve and busted the valve, and anyway, he knows that he's inadvertent, he didn't mean to do it, but he's gonna get a bill for the repair. About 5.5 hours of overtime and equipment rental is what it's gonna cost him. I've expressed to the F&V engineering, those are the guys, not F&V operations, which Doug is a part of, but F&V engineering, the guys doing the infrastructure capital improvement update report, that I want the report not later than the 12th of June, that's the next meeting. It's kind of drifted a little bit, not a significant issue, but I'm tired of asking them for it, and I said no ifs, ands, or buts. 12 June, got to have a final report. We do get free maps out of it for the water system, the sewer system, the storm sewer system, even the police department. So we're getting some compensation for them being late, but it's been about 2.5 months, so they need to get that thing done and get it in.
What are they saying is their holdup?
What is their holdup? I think they're just overwhelmed. Don't have the staff. I'm sure you're familiar with that kind of stuff. Still not a good excuse. I mean, it should have been done. We have established a monthly meeting with F&V operations, so that's now Doug. So Doug manages wastewater, and we've got a gentleman that manages the water treatment plant on a part-time basis. Steve and I both talked to F&V back in December, January. We were not all too happy, altogether happy with their level of performance. We gave them some expectations of things we wanted corrected. At least on the water side, they've not been fully corrected, and so we've instituted a monthly meeting now with the regional manager. She'll be here on Wednesday, and we'll get the operator in charge, the DPW superintendent, myself together, and we're just going to go over the issues so that we have no lapses in operation of the system. So we're protecting our interests. Last thing I think I have is I passed out a sheet that says contract at the top. You all recall, we completed our Phase 2 media replacement down at the water treatment plant. Actually completed that about 6 months ago, but we had a payment plan, which really worked to our benefit. Work got done, it didn't charge us any interest, we paid an upfront cost, and then we had 2 subsequent payments. And it shows in the contract under consideration that we promised to pay $342,100. Council approved that. That was the quote. If you look under performance, there was a payment schedule, and neither McIntyre, Softwater, or I recognize the fact that we shorted them in those payments $2,000. So they have received the last payment of $122,000 according to this page of the contract. There's more to it, but this is just a single payment. And so bottom line is we owe them $2,000, and it's not on the schedule of bills. They're not gonna come back and ask for any compensation for that. It's just a error of omission. They missed it, I missed it, and so we wanna get them paid. But I just wanna make council aware of it. You will see it on the schedule of bills.
Next meeting.
Next meeting.
And that's all I've got.
Okay, thank you, Ross. We got, is there any other report? Planning Commission?
Planning Commission, your notes are in here, and there was nothing, our meeting only lasted 20 minutes, so.
I see we've got the band going.
Yeah, music in the park, yeah, everybody should have got a copy.
So, is there any police report?
Not this meeting.
Okay.
No, not this meeting.
Okay, under the administrative report, so the police portion, I did want to thank the police. I had some citizens contact me about some reckless driving that was taking place when the kids were going to school, the elementary kids. And the Chief Richards here been making sure that somebody's up there at the school, keeping an eye out. And I know a couple of parents that were extremely happy about that. So I do thank the police department for that. Okay, that covers our administrative reports. So, moving on to our consent agenda. Do I have a motion?
Mr. President, I'll move the consent agenda be accepted as presented.
Support.
Motion by Ballard, supported by Clark. All in favor of approval of the consent agenda?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's approved.
I want to just point out that we have the Memorial Day Parade special event and their corn fundraiser. I want to thank the AMVETS. They provided us with new flags, POW and American for the park. So,
They are up.
We put them up
and they are
today.
up, yeah, yep.
There was, I don't know if it comes under administrative report or under this, but there was a nice article in the Macomb Daily about the Purple Heart Town Trail.
Yeah,
And it had a picture of our sign coming into town. So, made me kind of proud seeing that. And I'm glad that, you know, we are a Purple Heart town.
and there are several that have followed suit since. So Sue Scribner's been amazing, she's been attending meetings. And actually at my clerk meeting on Thursday, I don't remember which community it was, might have been Chesterfield. He's like, I just want to know it's for a Purple Heart community. And I think, well, we started it, but yeah, so a lot of people are joining in, so it's great.
You know,
Something
that's-
our community can be proud about.
Yep,
you know, Mr. President, that's even going into northern Michigan, up around Lincoln and
Good.
up there.
yeah, that's great.
Okay, now under new business. First item, appointment of a police commissioner.
All important post.
It is a very important post, and with Lyle taking over as the president pro tem, We need a new police commissioner, and I'm recommending Joe Adair for that position.
Mr. President, I'll resolve to appoint Joe Adair as the police commissioner for the village of Armada to a term ending November 25, 2024.
Support.
Motion by
Wanna give
Miller,
us some
supported
support?
by Chris. All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carries. Okay. Now, approval of the auditor's engagement letter. So, is this yours, Ann?
Yes.
Just happens every year, or every couple of years, not every year. Maybe it was every year. I think we went at a 3-year at one point, but, yeah.
You all got
When
copies?
does this start? Generally?
June, mid-June. Yeah,
Well, Mr. President, I make a motion to accept the auditor's engagement letter and to allow the village treasurer to sign on behalf of the village. Support.
Ours motion by Melky, supported by Shaw. All in favor of the motion?
I think we should do a
We
roll,
have a
because
roll
it's
call?
funny.
Okay.
Belkey,
Yes.
Shaw,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Suds,
Yes.
Conan,
Yes.
Ballard,
Yes.
Adair.
And it is the same price as we paid last year.
Yeah.
Yes. I think we all got this letter at home, at least I got it.
Yeah, you do.
We get it.
Okay.
Send it in the mail.
Okay, Macomb County Urban County Renewal Resolution.
This is something that's required for CDBG. So, the contract that the agreement that I gave you guys is, you can see it's lined out. They're gonna give me, once this motion is made, they'll give me a clean one and we'll get it signed and sent back in, but it's a requirement, so if we wanna get CDBG, we gotta do it.
Mr. President, I'll resolve to approve the resolution approving the 2024 through 2026 Macomb County Urban County renewal and to authorize the village clerk and the village attorney to sign the cooperative agreement between Macomb County and the village of Armada for a period of 2024 through 2026.
Support.
I guess we need a roll call on this?
No roll call.
No roll
No,
call?
no,
Minutes coming.
no.
Okay. Motion by Ballard, supported by Clark, to purchase the radio.
No, gotta call for a vote.
Okay, all in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion's carried. Okay. Now, let me just move along. Police sale of confiscate.
No. Police chief purchase one
One more
radio.
from radio.
Yep, to allow the police chief to purchase, one mobile radio. You wanna take that, Lyle, today?
Chief's here.
Oh, okay.
Okay, I was just, a little discussion, I believe I was here prior and I said that our radios, our police radios were obsolete.
Yes.
I believe that Jeff Yarrick was here.
Yep.
I believe he also mentioned that. So, they haven't been made in the last 10 years. If they break down, the only way you can get them is you gotta find somebody who's got the parts to fix them, so they're obsolete. The whole idea of the state wants us to buy new radios, and if we have to be retemplated, the Macomb County won't do it, the state won't do it. So basically, they're forcing you within the next couple of years to buy all new radios. I talked to Jo, she thinks they're well over 20 years old, and I had a guy from Spectrum Wireless, who I'm recommending we buy them from, came out, looked at the serial number, he goes, these things are well over 20 years old. So we've got our money's worth from them.
And I think didn't you say that if we don't upgrade, we're gonna stop being able to.
Well,
it's a
they,
signal.
eventually that's what they're gonna do.
Yeah.
But right now, if they change the template on their radios, the state or the county will not change the template. They're basically forcing you to go out buy new radios. So I obtained 2 prices for the radios. One bid was for $82,000 for Motorola, which we have now, and the other one from Spectrum Wireless in St. Clair Shores for Kenwood radios for $38,000. That's state bid price. Armada Township Fire, Chris Cratchy, I talked to him. He's the guy who recommended, they use Kenwood, St. Clair Shores. I talked to Jason Allen, the chief down there. They have them, like them. East Point uses Sanilac County. I talked to Andrew. They use Kenwoods, and they're all happy with them. So I came out. The guy brought the radios out here. I looked at them. So I have a new police car in order. I don't know when it's going to be here, but when it does, if I buy a new radio, obviously we don't want to plug an obsolete radio in a new car. It's going to be a 3 to 4 month. If we order a radio today, before we even get it, because it's going to be a 1 month to get it, and possibly a 3 month lag to get it templated and programmed and all the rest of it. So I'm asking for $2,700 to buy one mobile radio for the car that we have on order.
So right now, are we only gonna make a motion on the radio?
One radio.
Yeah,
Not on the other
not
radio?
If I'm gonna add, I'm gonna look at, see if we can get some grant money.
Yeah.
I was gonna possibly bring it back at the next budget year. I'm gonna see if we can get any grant money, and then maybe at the next budget.
I would think we can also use some of our salvage title money on these.
Well, I'm gonna try to get that free money first. Let's see
Yeah.
Oh,
if we
yeah.
can,
Yep.
let's see if we get some grant money, and then we'll take it from there.
So can I have a motion on the Kenwood mobile radio?
So I would make a motion to approve the purchase of one Kenwood mobile radio with programming for a cost not to exceed $2,700.
Support.
Okay, motion by Duffy, supported by Slade. You wanna call the roll?
Yep. Belkey?
Yes.
Sleds?
Yes.
Ballard?
Yes.
Adair?
Yes.
Conan?
Yes.
Clark?
Yes.
Shaw?
Yes.
Oh, if I just may add, actually, the mobile radios are cheaper than the portables. The portables are $3,000. In that $38,000, I'm going to buy 2 of the portable radios that will link in right with the school, because the school has their own radio system. So I'll have that 2 of them be right on with the school program. So if we need to go direct with the school, it's an extra $1,200. So I'm going to spend that for 2 radios. And also, Spectrum Wireless rents all the radios for the fair. So they get their radios from Spectrum Wireless, so that can be programmed right on the fair frequency too. So we'll have 2 radios.
Okay.
Good interoperability.
I'd say thank you, Chief. We may have more for you here. We got the police sale of confiscated guns.
Okay, we have 2 confiscated guns. Michigan compiled laws allows us to sell the guns through a federal firearms dealer. When I was in Clinton Township, I set this up, but we had a whole lot of guns. We probably sold 300 or 400 guns off our property. So I have 2 guns right now. I want to have discussion with you if you want me to. I can do 1 of 2 things. We can sell them. Armada Armory will take 10%, and/or send it to the state police. You know, they'll melt them down and confiscate them. So I just want to have. I don't want to, without getting the council's input of how we want me to dispose of these guns.
I think every community should do their best to get guns off the streets.
Yeah.
2 guns aren't that.
And we're not going to have a whole lot of guns. We don't take in a lot of guns
Well,
here.
is there a reason we shouldn't sell them to the Armada Armory? I mean, because they're a local business.
No, they have to sell. No, they have to be sold at auction. They have gun broker through the Armada Armory, and he's got to be an FFL dealer through an auction process, and they have gun broker. It's the same thing that we did in Clinton Township. And the highest bidder wins. Buy the gun. Then it's got to be an FFL dealer. So they are Armada Armory does both. So I was just a local business. There's nobody else. If that's what the council wants to do.
Is there anything special about these 2 weapons?
No, they're just.
Then I'd make a motion to do what you said. I don't think we need any more weapons out there, and I'm a gun owner, so I got my bean shooters. we don't need any more out there. So-
Mr. President, I'll make a motion that we allow the Armada Armory to sell the two guns.
To sell or auction.
Auction, whatever.
Yeah, it would be, they would auction them off on Gun Broker.
Okay, does somebody have a second to that motion
At Gun Broker.
of, Mr. Ballard?
Say that motion again.
That we allow the.
To allow Armada Armory to sell / auction, these two guns. I just hate that function, but.
Was that a second by you, Chris?
These two guns.
I'm not trying to put
No,
words
no,
in
no,
your
I'm
mouth.
all in it. Or turn them over to the state for destruction.
Well, that would be another motion.
Well, that's what I'm
That would be
saying,
a
that's a
different
second
motion,
motion,
yeah.
right?
Well, right now, we got the one motion on the floor. Do I have a second to Mr. Ballard's motion? No second to Mr. Ballard's motion?
Make your motion, Joe.
I would make a motion to have the two guns sent to be destroyed.
Support.
Support.
All those in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Opposed?
Alright,
So Joe and you, Ross?
Yes.
And everybody else.
Yes, that was Yeah.
Okay, motion carries.
We won't miss them.
So-
There's enough out there.
But you could turn yours in with it. And then there'd be another one off the, so, do we have any upcoming agenda items?
Yes,
Well, go ahead, Chris.
go ahead, sorry.
So.
I'm gonna try to take care of that before.
Yeah?
I can take care of this myself, can't I?
sure you can.
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah.
Well, I assume.
That's what I'm thinking, we don't have to put this in as a motion.
Okay. Well, it probably depends on your decision,
Yeah.
you know? I mean,
Well-
if need be, we can bring it back, okay?
I wanna kick it off.
Yeah, kick it off, Dave.
Am I out of that bounds by wanting to do that?
No.
Can I do that as president?
Sure.
Okay.
Executive decision.
Was there anything budgeted for that this
We
year?
did talk about, the flowers in that
Part of it.
downtown area, and he had said at that time that he had already ordered some flowers. And I
But we don't
thought
know.
there were ones for the pots, but I'm not
We
sure.
Well-
budgeted the hanging ones, but not the.
I'll talk to Dave on this and I'll try to get it kicked off. This was very, very popular last year with our citizens. I had, you don't, when we do something good, we hardly ever hear a thing about it. But these flowers I heard a lot about. And, so, anyhow, so any other upcoming agenda items? I think you had something else, Chris.
Yeah, so then, well, we did budget for it, but I'll bring the, downtown parking survey in.
Okay. Why don't we just leave it downtown parking, that way we can have a discussion on more than just a survey.
Wasn't on there.
Fair enough?
No, and then we could say new business.
Anything else, Chris? Is there any other, looks like you,
I just gonna, we said we were gonna make sure that we had that infrastructure capital improvement update report, so I wanna make sure that that's
now, okay, this is the one from,
F&V.
okay.
yeah, it's the final write-up, just so council can see the cost of the primary, or the priority
It's on the
streets,
roads, right?
water lines,
Yeah.
sewer
Yeah.
lines, so
Right.
on, and the secondary.
Yeah.
Okay,
Council doesn't need to do anything other than accept the report, but I wanna get it done,
yeah,
get it in.
good idea, good idea.
Anything else?
I don't know if this falls under new business or not, and everybody should have got, I saw this and I discussed with Michelle a little bit, and Becky wanted an answer, I guess. Who owns the fence on the north side of the north alley?
Well, I don't think we need to, I mean, we need to try to research it, but I don't know
Yeah.
that we have to have an
Yeah, there won't be
essay.
cause I know the village doesn't own it,
Okay,
so that's,
so it'd be,
in the end, we, you
it's a
know,
blight issue, would be the blight on.
it would be either the businesses or the residents,
I just, it was in the packet.
Yep, yep.
Right.
Those can call, that's right.
Yeah,
yeah, so.
okay.
And concerts in the park's coming up, everybody got a copy of that, so.
First one is what day? June
June
16th?
14th.
14th.
But we're missing one at the end.
No, we're not.
Okay, that's upcoming agenda items. Are there any other citizen comments?
Graduation's coming up.
That's the community events, yeah.
Okay, do we have any council comments?
Mr. President, I just wanted to say that this week Becky made a phone call with regard to the salt dome issue. She made a call to the company that we had contracted for the salt to see what our obligation was to take any more right now. And we have met our obligation, we contracted for the 200 tons.
We took 80%.
We took 80%, so there is no urgency right now, because we don't have to take another delivery right now.
Okay, well, thank you.
Does that affect next year's order at all?
No, with the surplus, as long as we try to maintain at least 25 ton left,
Okay.
then it gives us enough to start. And then what he would typically do is, way the winters have gone, is the last is 25 tons, which gives us 50 to start with, so.
Okay.
Okay,
The Memorial Day parade is on Memorial Day at 10 a.m. And the ambulance will be on the four corners, collecting, make sure you donate, it's a good cause.
we haven't got through council comments yet.
Well, you know what
And
we've
you're on
done, we have
community
done
events.
3 community events so far, so.
Okay, were there any other
I do,
council
because
comments?
I have one, because I'll go first thing, because as we had our session there, same I send over to Dave, Dave will redo all the parking, because there's a lot of little things, especially on-street ones. But he did already map out the numbers we gave you, but I told him we'll do it again, so you get the exacts.
Yeah, because I just had this.
But Dave said we'll do. And like I said, the on-street parking is even more detailed, because there's quite a few, especially with Main Street being paved that way.
Okay, and were there any other community events we needed? Joe mentioned graduation, that is Wednesday night.
6 p.m.
I'll be there.
Me too.
Me too.
Okay,
Probably on top of 4 milk crates.
Yeah.
so,
Don't fall.
are you filming it? Okay, I get, with no closed session tonight, I guess I would entertain a motion.
The time is 7:45. I move to adjourn. Support.
Motion by Ballard, supported by Shaw. All in favor of the motion?
Aye.
Aye.
Meeting's closed.